As I frequently said, I am not a lawyer. But not only was I able to immediately spot the lie from the Department of Homeland Security, I was able to defend my position with proof that what I am saying is true. By the way, there is a lot more to this argument. I've actually written an article about a similar situation with the Department of Education for members of the Patriots program. How was I able to do that so quickly? By following the advice of the first Chief Justice of the United States, John Jay, who said, "Every member of the state ought diligently to read and to study the Constitution of his country and teach the rising generation to be free. By knowing their rights, they will sooner perceive when they are violated and be the better prepared to defend and assert them." By reading and studying the Constitution, I've become so familiar with it that the lie from DHS was as obvious as a $3 bill. Furthermore, that familiarity with the Constitution meant I knew exactly where to go to find the truth of the matter. You may be asking yourself, how could I gain such skills with the truth? I followed John Jay's advice and studied the Constitution. I did not go to law school where, rather than studying the language of the supreme law of the land, students study the opinion of judges. It may seem daunting, but the language of the Constitution is generally very easy to read. After all, it was written so an 18th century farmer could understand it. I've even written a book called The Constitution Study, where I take you through my study of the Constitution in plain conversational English. Yet studying is just the first step. In John chapter 8, Jesus told those who follow him, "If you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." In a way, John Jay was saying the same thing. If you abide in the Constitution, if you read and study it as a disciple, well, then you'll know what the truth about this country is and be freed from the tyranny of those who lie about it. In both cases, though, the impetus is on us. Just as Jesus' followers had to abide in his word to be his disciples, we must spend time in the Constitution, becoming students of that document. If we wish to know the truth, we cannot depend solely on the words of others, but must find it for ourselves. We must always be in search of the truth, not merely content with the words we agree with. For the truth to set us free, it must be actually true. That is why the foundational principles of the Constitution study are, it's only an opinion unless there's proof. An expert opinion is only an opinion unless there's proof. Original documents are our best sources, and always check your sources. In 1983, U.S. Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan was quoted in the Washington Post as saying, "Everyone is entitled to his own opinion, but not his own facts." While not the first person to express that sentiment, Mr. Moynihan is probably one of the best known. We all have opinions, but that doesn't make them all true. While we often look to experts, we have to remember that they can be wrong as well. Millions of Americans have been enslaved to ideas based on opinion rather than fact. Now, the consequences of those opinions have ranged from the benign to the truly horrific. Our entire legal profession is based on the opinion of judges, often completely devoid of facts, if not actually antithetical to them. If we wish to be free, we must start by making sure what we know is actually true.